Marcus never imagined that changing his own Wi-Fi password would lead to the cops showing up at his door at midnight. But there they were, two officers, flashlights in hand, standing on his porch like he had just committed a federal crime. And right behind him was Karen, his next-door neighbor, arms crossed, face red with fury, and grinning like she personally cracked a major cybercrime case. "Sir, we received a complaint about unauthorized hacking," one officer said, barely suppressing a yawn. "Your neighbor claims you illegally access her Wi-Fi and tamper with her internet." Marcus blinked. Once, twice, then he laughed. Loudly. This had to be a joke, a really bad one. But Karen's face said otherwise. She wasn't laughing. "You're telling me," Marcus said slowly, rubbing his temples, "that I hacked your Wi-Fi? The Wi-Fi I pay for in my house?" "Yes," Karen snapped. "I don't know how, but you did. My son and I have been using it just fine for months. And then, boom, no internet. The only thing that changed? You mess with it." Marcus stared. She had just admitted, in front of two cops, that she had been freeloading off his Wi-Fi. One of the officers sighed, clearly regretting every life choice that led him to this moment. "Sir," he said, "can you explain what happened?" Marcus exhaled. "My internet was running slow, so I checked the router. There were devices connected that weren't mine. I changed the password. That's it." Karen gasped like he confessed to arson. "Exactly. You cut off our access without warning. That's illegal." Marcus waited for the officers to shut this down. Instead, they exchanged glances, probably debating whose turn it was to deal with this madness. The older one finally turned to Karen. "Ma'am, your neighbor has every right to change his own password. It's his internet." Karen's face twisted. "You don't understand. This is a community. We share things. Now, my son can't even do his homework." Marcus raised an eyebrow. "Homework? Your son spends all night screaming into his gaming headset and trash-talking strangers." Karen gasped again, scandalized. Even the cops looked like they wanted to disappear. The younger officer asked tiredly, "Sir, do you want to press charges?" "Press charges? Against her?" "Technically," the officer said, scratching his head. "If she's been using your internet without permission, it's theft." Karen's eyes went wide. Marcus sighed. "No, I just want to sleep." The officers nodded, relieved. "Ma'am," one said, turn to Karen. "Stop using your neighbor's Wi-Fi. If you have an issue, contact your own provider. Good night." Karen stormed off, but not before pointing a trembling finger at Marcus. "This isn't over." "Oh," Marcus muttered as he shut his door. "I know." The next day, Marcus woke up to a nightmare. His mailbox was stuffed with handwritten hate notes from Karen. One read, "Shame on you for destroying community spirit." Another, "God sees what you did." But the best one? A fake petition titled, "Make Marcus Give Back the Wi-Fi," signed a dozen times in different handwriting. At the coffee shop, two elderly women whispered as he walked by. At the grocery store, a dad pulled his kid away from Marcus like he was radioactive. Even the mailman gave him a pitying look. Karen had somehow convinced half the neighborhood that Marcus was some evil hacker who had cut off their sacred community internet. But then, things got weirder. While double-checking his network security, Marcus noticed something odd. A device still connected to his network. Impossible. He'd changed the password twice. Whoever it was wasn't just browsing. They were accessing files, logins, and transactions. Then he traced the IP. It was coming from Karen's house. His stomach dropped. Someone in her house wasn't just freeloading. They were running shady operations, setting a trap. Marcus reopened his network under a fake name, Free Public Wi-Fi. He installed tracking software. 10 minutes later, the mystery device connected again. It wasn't casual browsing. It was accessing banking accounts, crypto wallets, private servers. This wasn't freeloading. It was serious. So Marcus printed logs, timestamps, and detailed activity records. Then he knocked on Karen's door. She opened it, annoyed. "Oh, look who it is. Come to apologize." "We need to talk," Marcus said. holding up the papers. "What now?" she scoffed. "Did my lawn offend you?" "Someone in your house is hacking accounts using my Wi-Fi." Karen blinked, actually looking confused. She scanned the papers. "This is ridiculous," she said. "I don't even know what half of this means." Marcus saw it. She wasn't lying. She really didn't know. Then her expression changed. Her eyes narrowed. She turned toward the stairs. "Brad!" she screamed. Heavy footsteps pounded from upstairs. Brad, her teenage son, appeared gripping a laptop, headphones around his neck. Karen waved the papers. "Explain this." Brad's face turned ghostly pale. I don't know what that is." "Bradley," she hissed. "Give me the laptop." "Mom, no." She snatched it from his hands and flipped it open. Her jaw dropped. Marcus looked over her shoulder. Bank logins, stolen accounts, crypto wallets, all under fake usernames. "Oh my God," Karen whispered. Marcus nodded. "Yeah, that's what I said." The FBI arrives. Karen turned to Marcus, desperate. "You won't tell anyone, right? We can fix this. I bake great cookies. I'm allergic to gluten." "Fine, I'll pay you." "He's committing cybercrimes, Karen." "You think you're so smart." Bang, bang, bang. A loud knock cut her off. A deep voice boomed. "This is the FBI. We need to speak with Bradley Smith." Karen gasped. Brad froze. "You called them," she screamed at Marcus. Marcus sipped his coffee. "Told you this was serious." Karen panicked. "Brad, delete everything. Now." "Mom, that's not how this works." "You planted it," she shrieked, throwing the laptop at Marcus. "It's his." "Karen, you literally just yelled, 'Delete everything' 5 seconds ago." More pounding on the door. "Mrs. Smith, we have a warrant." Karen freaked. Then she ran. Through the house. Out the back. Crash. Glass shattered. Karen had jumped to the window and landed in her garden gnome display. An agent peeked through the window. "We might need medics for that one." Karen groaned. "I'm innocent." The aftermath. Inside, Brad was arrested without a fight. One of the agents told Marcus, "You weren't the only one. We've been tracking fraud across multiple states tied to Brad's activity." Karen, still in the grass, cried out, "He's just a kid." "He's 18, ma'am. That makes him an adult." Marcus just stared as they hauled Brad away, and Karen begged for a lawyer. Once the house was quiet again, Marcus returned home, locked his door, and, for the first time in weeks, connected his Wi-Fi in peace. Epilogue. By the next morning, Karen was packing a moving truck. Her house was quiet. As Marcus watered his plants, his neighbor George walked by. "I heard Karen had to move out," George said.